You just don't get it, Marvel. Do you? You don't. You just don't get it. You would think that Safe Space and Snowflake would have been a proven factor that people don't want this woke bullshit. I mean, I'd show it, but quite frankly, we all know everyone. I mean, everyone under the sun has been doing a review or a dismantling of these characters. So I don't think it needs to be seen. Just look up, just go to YouTube, type Snowflake and Safe Space, and you'll probably get 1,000 videos right now talking about that subject. But here we are, Children of the Atom trailer, Marvel Comics. So these, from what I've read and understand, are going to be sidekicks to the X-Men. And of course, they're probably going to be super rich and, just awesome characters, right? Right? No. Let's get right into this. It's a little trailer for the comic. It's 2 minutes long. So
there's so many things I could tease about Children of the Atom, but I will say,
let this be your first taste of what's to come. When people look like that, you know why they're in comics. It's not to make cool characters. It's not to tell interesting stories about these fantastical characters who are larger than life, who protect the innocent and do things that normal people can't do. No. This guy has an agenda.
one thing, and that's new characters.
X-Men is supposed to be something that is, important to the now. And so what is more now than...
Let that be your second taste. I bet you anything, she has a Twitter or Instagram, and in her bio, right up there, she has her pronouns. She also, same thing. She's not in here to write characters who we can relate to. She's not in here to create a universe where, these powerful godlike beings who can essentially unravel the fabric of multiverses exist. No, she's here to push her agenda.
Consumers.
Children of the Atom has 5 new characters at the heart of it that Vita very meticulously wrote out entire backstories and histories and families and anything you want to know about these characters. Vita has thought about it already.
One of them has a TikTok. One of them has a fitness Insta. One of them is basically the moderator for the mutant subreddit. One of them is a cosplayer, and the other one makes mutant music.
Makes mutant music. What? Now, one has a TikTok. Basically, they're all these really cool, young, hip, basically like her. She's modeled every character after her and her little soy boy partner. I mean, let's go back and listen to what she says. So here's the group themselves. We have Black Girl number 1, Black Guy number 2, or Black number 2, strong, powerful, empowered Whammon, some kind of little cuck who's, I'm guessing, with the 3 fingers, he's going to be, oh my god, I can't, oh my god. Alright, so who we got here? We've got, oh my god. We got Gambit, we've got them, Cyclops, Nightcrawler, and Jean Grey, maybe? I don't know. But he's on his phone. He's like, I don't care right now. And just, I don't get it. Why give the mutants, the original X-Men, sidekicks? If you're going to give them the exact same powers as the originals, why make sidekicks? They've been around since what, the 60s, 70s, they've never needed sidekicks. Why do they suddenly need sidekicks? Oh, that's... Let me answer my own question. Because of this. We need diversity, because we can't have all these big, strong characters. No, we need them to look like, diversity hires. Black, strong female woman, cuck, and whatever the last one's supposed to be. I don't know. Maybe they're going to make him a Mexican immigrant or something. I don't know. But either way, it's diversity. That is the reason they're doing this. And apparently people were downvoting this shit to hell too. They didn't learn after the safe space and snowflake bullshit. They keep going. So do not be surprised when they go out of business. Marvel, who has been around forever, will be losing money and going out of business sometime in the near future if this shit keeps going. They keep letting these diversity hires make their own comics and just unoriginal, uncreative bullshit. These are not original, interesting characters. I don't give a shit about these characters. They're just nasty carbon copies of the originals. Why would we give a shit about them? And you can say, oh well, what about Robin? And DC has sidekicks. Yeah, but Batman, he doesn't have any real powers, and he has Robin because he's, unlike mutants, he's human. He's mortal. He doesn't have 50,000 years to live. I know that's exaggerating, but mutants. Look at the mutants. They all have extraordinary long lives. Batman doesn't. He has the life of a normal person. So he needs to train someone to take over the mantle when he dies. The mutants don't need anyone. I mean, look at Logan. The guy was old, and he was essentially dying, and he was still kicking ass. So why do we need this?
Is basically the moderator for the mutant subreddit. One of them is a cosplayer, and the other one makes mutant music. For so long, it's like the larger media in the X-Men universe is like, mutants are bad, and like the X-Men are evil because they're mutants, and blah blah blah. I'm like, what would Zoomers think of that? They wouldn't. They would be like, no, they're great. Like
Zoomers, we're so quirky.
Who are their sidekicks is a major part of the story that is going to have all sorts of ripples through their titles and ours.
But also, it's an X-Men comic. There's going to be powers, and there's going to be punching, and there's going to be bad guys, and all that kind of stuff.
Powers? Punching? Bad guys? What? Whoa. These guys are going too far with the expectations. Punching bad guys? This is too much for me to take. No, I mean... Is that a fucking nose ring? Is she gonna be like some Cassicide dykey lesbian who was ridiculed by society, or is she one of the good guys? I mean, they're robbing a bank, so obviously she's a bad person. But of course, we have, looks like a black right there, looks like Hispanic right there, and all three of them are women, so we have white, black, and Hispanic represented. Of course, because, female empowerment, because this is totally not agenda driven or anything.
I'm very excited to have Vita Ayala and Bernard Chang as part of this title.
Bernard really, really brought the thunder on this. It's really incredibly dynamic.
Because he not only had to design these superhero identities, but also these civilian identities, and like people's moms, and like their little brother, and he's making these characters real and whole in a way that a lot of artists probably couldn't.
X-Men was some of my first comics ever, and to be able to play in that universe and also to add to that universe is really a dream come true.
So if you've never read an X-Men book before and you're only familiar with them in other mediums, this is a great place to start off.
No.
It's almost like the kids are our perspective, so anything that you don't know, you're discovering it through these kids. I don't think we've seen this perspective in X-Men comics before, and I think people are going to super dig it.
Well, Vita Ayala, let me tell you something. Come here. Are you listening? Come here. I gotta whisper it because it's top secret. So come here, Vita. People are not gonna like it. I know, right? I know. People are not gonna dig this. Why? Because it's unoriginal. You just took a bunch of diversity characters, slapped character powers that we already know and love. Well, these are the new guys, and you're gonna love them, because if you don't, you're a sexist, misogynistic, homophobe, Islamic phobe, and whatever phobe there is. But you're gonna like it. And if these don't do well, we know who to blame. We need to blame the people not reading them because of the people not wanting to buy this shit anymore. Not because of us. Not because we keep pandering to the 1% that doesn't even read comic books. Oh, no. No. We're gonna blame everyone else. And that's what's gonna happen. These things are gonna do horrible. I mean, comic books only sell roughly, depending on what it is, some up to maybe 50,000. And those are large name comics. You know, those are the Batman and Superman, this and that. But then you have these no names coming in, creating characters like this with no genuine interest in telling a good story, and they just want to push their fucking bullshit. Maybe I'd be surprised if it gets past 100. You know, if they make it to 1,000, they're still fucked. And then you have comic shops who have to sell this bullshit. And they're going to lose money because no one is going to fucking buy it. There's going to be like that one person in town who buys it, and everyone else interested. It's going to be like back in the 80s and 90s, going over to your friend's house to play the cool new system. It's going to be like that. The one person in town is going to buy the comic, and then everyone else is going to just swarm to their house to see if it's any good. They're all going to take turns reading it, so that way they all don't have to spend their money on this bullshit. And then these fucking companies are pushing this crap, and these small, not very large comic book shops are going to lose money because no one is going to buy it. So you have this bullshit coming out. You have fucking Snowflake and Safe Space and B Negative and fucking Screen Time with the internet gas. And what the fuck is internet gas? I don't know. What is internet gas? Can anyone tell me what internet gas is? Because I don't fucking know. And then fucking Fat Blaze, Trailblazer, the one with the fucking Dora the Explorer backpack into an alternate infinite dimension where she can pull out bullshit. She reaches in, like, pulls out her own fucking comic and, like, wow, this is fucking bullshit. Throws at the bad guy. Boom! They burst into flames because of how bad it is. Victory! So, I'm sorry, but this is not gonna... And then, you wanna know what's worse? They're probably gonna start making movies about this bullshit. Even though no one asked for it, no one's gonna watch it. They're like, here comes Children of the Atom! And it's gonna be like a fucking 15-part movie, and it's gonna be like they're gonna try to do it like the whole Avengers type thing, and it's I'm tired of this. I think everyone's tired of this. They keep pandering to the 1% of these SJW fucktards who don't even read comics. These are the same people who will criticize comics and video games and movies for not being woke enough, but then they don't even delve into those types of mediums themselves. It's like, oh, this game was violent. And it's like, okay, how do you know it's violent? Did you play it? Or did you just see some fucking screenshots and just make an assumption about it? This is... I could rant about this all fucking day. All fucking day I could go. But, I mean, there's nothing else that I can say. Everyone else has done shit about this already. I mean, this is fairly new story, but... I mean, I think The Quartering did stuff about this. I don't know if Az has done it. But I know a few others have done it. So what more can I put in, apart from the fact that I'm sick of it? You know, I used to read comic books. You go into the store, you're waiting in line, read comic books. If I had a chance, I would buy... Because when you're a kid, you don't have the money to buy yourselves, and most of the time your parents don't want to waste money on that. So I had to do what I could to read them. And now, because just a lot of the stuff is so bad. It's like games. I don't want to play really any games anymore. I really don't like watching TV because it's all bullshit. It pushes people away, and then they wonder why they lose money. But hey, as I always say, what do I know? I'm just a fat guy in my room making videos. I'm not Marvel. I'm not these fucking rich hipster fucking her, she, they, them, zem, zer, zim, fucking whatever these kids are doing. I'm not them, so I don't know. Anyways, what do you guys think? Are you tired of this pandering bullshit to that 1% who isn't? They're not going to read this? Or are you are you tired of it? Are you looking forward to it? Let me know. Thumbs up, thumbs down, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.